We have reached a weird moment in tech. On one side, Chinese brands like Honor, Vivo, and realme are stuffing massive high-density batteries into phones that are still impossibly thin. We're talking about 10,000 mAh cells in a device that doesn't look like a brick. On the other side, Apple, Samsung, and Google. They are still hovering around the 4,000 to 5,000 mAh mark, playing it safe with the same lithium-ion tech we have used for a decade. The secret sauce for these new battery beasts is silicon carbon. So why are the biggest name in tech the one with the most R&D money skipping the revolution? Is it lack of innovation or they are protecting us from something? Today we are deep diving into silicon carbon skipping phenomena. First, let's look at the science. Every battery has an anode, the negative side, and a cathode, the positive side. For decades, lithium-ion batteries have used graphite for the anode. We have reached the physical limit of how much energy we can cram into graphite. Silicon carbon is the upgrade. Pure silicon can theoretically hold 10 times more lithium ions than graphite. In a silicon carbon battery, we mix silicon with carbon to create a much higher energy density. The result is that you can fit much more power into the same physical space or make the battery much thinner without losing capacity. In short, silicon carbon is the high-performance version of a battery. It's lighter, denser, and charges faster. On paper, it's total win. So, where is the catch? The catch is physical. Remember how I said silicon can hold 10 times more ions? When those ions rush in during charging, the silicon expands. Pure silicon can swell by 300% when fully charged. Imagine your phone's internal components being squeezed by a battery that's trying to triple in size. This leads to mechanical stress and eventually micro cracks in the battery. There is also an initial capacity loss where these batteries lose a lot of energy on the very first charge cycle just to set up the chemistry. Finally, the manufacturing is complex. You can't just use a standard factory. You need nano-engineering to coat the silicon in carbon to buffer that expansion. It's expensive and hard to scale. This is the meat of the story. Why are the big three ignoring this? It's not just one reason, it's a perfect storm of logistics and history. First, there is the longevity gap. Apple and Samsung play the long game. iPhones and Galaxies are expected to last 4, 5, or even 7 years. While silicon carbon batteries are great for the first year, they tend to degrade faster in their early life. Graphite is predictable. It fades slowly. Silicon carbon can have a steep drop in health after a few hundred cycles. Apple would rather give you a 5000 mAh battery that lasts 3 years than a 6000 mAh battery that needs a replacement in about 18 months. Then there are shipping regulations, specifically the 20 watt per hour bottleneck. This is a boring but critical legal hurdle. International aviation law states that any individual battery cell over 20 watt per hour, which is roughly 5400 mAh, is classified as class 9 dangerous good. For a company like Apple shipping 200 million iPhones a year, the logistical cost of specialized hazmat containers and cargo-only planes would be billions of dollars. Most major brands stay just under the limit to keep shipping cheap and easy. We also have to talk about the Note 7 trauma. In 2016, the Galaxy Note 7 became the most expensive battery failure in history. Samsung lost over $5 billion and more importantly, their reputation. Ever since then, Samsung and their competitor have become incredibly allergic to battery expansion. Any tech that involves the word swelling is viewed with extreme suspicion. They would rather be boring and safe than innovative and explosive. So why are Chinese brands like Realme and Honor doing it? First is risk tolerance. These brands are targeting a younger spec-heavy demographic and are willing to trade some long-term longevity for 10,000 mAh marketing clout. Second is supply chain control. China currently controls the world's silicon carbon supply chain. Companies like CATL are right in their backyard, making it cheaper and easier for them to experiment. Some even use dual cell workaround to bypass the shipping rules. Though this takes up more internal space, a trade-off Apple isn't willing to make yet. As it stands, Samsung has confirmed they are testing silicon carbon, but it hasn't passed their rigorous validation yet. Apple is reportedly looking at custom battery anode for future iPhones, likely a hybrid silicon graphite mix. Google is currently prioritizing thermal management on their chips before messing with high-density battery chemistry. Silicon carbon is the future, there is no doubt. It's what will eventually give us 3-day battery life in a slim smartphone. But for the world's biggest brands, the risk of a Note 7 Part 2 or logistics logistical shipping nightmare is currently bigger than the reward. They are waiting for the tech to mature and for the silicon to behave. So, what do you think? Would you rather trade 20% of your phone's lifespan for a 10,000 mAh battery today, or are you on the team Samsung playing it safe? Let me know in the comments and I will catch you in the next one.